Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another Wrath of Rick Sasha construction update coming to you from Six Flags Great America, just outside of Chicago in Gurnee, Illinois. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button, turn on those notifications, make sure you get all my videos when they come out, and help me fight that YouTube algorithm. Just another reminder that all footage is captured outside of the property using the zoom feature on my drone. Six Flags Great America is a no drone zone. Do not fly over or around the park without the proper permission. And jumping into things as we zoom in here, as you can see, the drop and lift structure is now complete. They still have work to do on that. They still have to finish the staircase and the catwalks that are attached at the top of the drop that lead up to the holding brake area. So they'll work on that slowly, I would imagine. It looks like all pieces of that may be laying out in the area. So they may be getting ready to lift those pieces up and get those attached. You can kind of see there in the middle of the picture, there's a little red truck under Demon, and that has another piece of track that is waiting to be installed. So they are still working and getting progress done. Now, once I take the video up a little higher, you're going to notice that there has been some progress, and the bottom of the drop off of the Immelman, so you're gonna dive after the holding brake basically to the ground and then lift back up and invert and then come over and dive again basically towards the ground before you head into the dive loop. And the bottom of that drop that's kind of right off to the side of, you can kind of see it there on the bottom of the video behind the trees poking out, and it'll get a better shot here as the camera goes up, but that has all been installed. You can see those blue pieces there behind those pine trees, and then now you can see that extra piece of track that was brought out on that flatbed. And it appears that they unloaded some other stuff as well on site. And once it looks like there might be a few pieces of track there on by Totally Kickin' Chicken as well, which is good. They're really bringing the track pieces out quickly now that we're past that drop area. So like I had said in previous videos, I really think the progress is going to really start to move along here. And there kind of is a better picture of those track pieces that were installed, where you're going to dive out from the top of the Immelman back down to the ground before you fly up into the dive loop. We are supposed to get some really bad weather this week. There's a winter storm watch out for Wednesday. We could have around 8 inches of snow in the area. And then it looks like we're going to also have possibility of another big snowstorm on Saturday. So unfortunately, that's just going to add some hindrance on getting these lifts and cranes maneuvered around on site once the snow is covering the ground. And there you can see the bottom of the drop where they left off, waiting for some more pieces that are going to rise up into that Immelman. There's kind of a picture looking straight at the beyond vertical drop there. So I would imagine standing there right there in Southwest Territory by the old Hurricane Harbor entrance, you'll be able to get a really good shot. Obviously you'll have to zoom in a bit on your camera, but when that train gets to that holding break, that's going to be a perfect area to get that shot. For those of you photo enthusiasts that are taking part in these videos. And as we fly back around, you can kind of, behind the trees there, see it looks like maybe 2 pieces that were installed. It's hard to tell from this height. And then there's obviously another piece there on the ground waiting by Totally Kickin' Chicken, and then they have that other very large piece that's on the flatbed. So things are moving along, and hopefully the snow doesn't cause too many issues or delays. You can see lift that's moving around there on site. Looks like there might be another piece of that's in front of Totally Kickin' Chicken too, so can't really tell from this vantage point what exactly it is though. And it looks like they may have finally poured that concrete in that footer that was empty by the Demon Q, old Demon Q. It looks like it may be filled now. I know they've had some nicer weather, so it hopefully helped them get stuff done that needed to be done. And there's a better shot, obviously, of those pieces that were installed coming out of that Immelmann. Looks like there's 2 supports that have been put in, and then maybe 2 pieces of track that were put in. I don't see any other gold supports laying around anywhere on the site. But if you happen to spot them out, drop a comment in the video so we all know where they exactly are. And you can see what has been mind-boggling me, those trenches that were dug kind of in the middle of where the brake run is and the station and that circular area. Not exactly sure what that's going to end up being, but it looks like they may have poured some concrete in there, so footers for something, obviously. Looks like they may be getting ready to lift that piece off of that flatbed. There's that small little crane that's off to the side there, so that may be what they're getting ready to do. And it looks like they've moved the excavators out over by the food court. That obviously doesn't mean that they're doing anything over there. It's just probably to get them clear of the site until they need them again. And then I just wanted to get a quick look at the back track area, and you can see the crane there. It looks like they may be getting ready to lift another piece up for a flatbed. And it looks like all of the flatbeds that were back left there from when they have dropped pieces off are all now pretty much gone, except the ones they're using for the project. So I think maybe they have 2 or 3. And I think I said this in another video, but it's my understanding that all pieces of the coaster are now on site, so we will not see any more deliveries from Clearmont. Definitely driving up to the park, it is a very, very interesting change in the skyline to see that giant lift hill. And more importantly, I think what makes it very dramatic is that beyond vertical drop, just to see the track completely dive 96 degrees down. And as the drone lowers here, it kind of gives you a better idea on what that skyline looks like. And that was just me swapping the battery out, so I did go back up. I spent some good time at the park today, just kind of flying around and looking at stuff. Today was my first day off of work that I've actually had to myself and not had anything scheduled, probably since before Christmas. That's how busy I've been. So the weather was nice, so I figured I'd stay up there and just fly around and get some shots and look at stuff. I went through 3 of my drone batteries, draining them. That's how long I was up, and each one is approximately 30 minutes of flight time, so an hour and a half or so up in the sky, just looking, and not just specifically at Wrath, but at other parts of the park, just to see if I could see if anything was going on. And honestly, no, at this point there was a lot of activity. I saw cars driving around and stuff, but at this point it doesn't look like anything is really going on other than the work on Wrath. So work continues around the station, whatever this ends up being, not exactly sure, along with those trenches that were dug. As you can see now, it looks like there's foundation in there. Looks like there's people working in the storage track area. You can see there's someone in the single bay one that had, there's obviously someone in there walking around doing stuff, so that's good to see. They're working on all that. Probably getting electrical and all that stuff set up in there. And here's a shot that I thought you guys would enjoy as it pops down in there. There's all the Buccaneer battle cars that are still on site. So it's pretty obvious. I know there had been some rumors that it was possible that the attraction was sold to another park, but this clearly means that it wasn't. So I know when they started demo to clear the site, they had taken one specific thing down carefully before they started demoing. It was a prop. Not exactly sure what ended up happening to that. It was sitting on a flatbed kind of out over by the service road that's there by Eagle and then X-Flight. So not sure if someone purchased it and they were transporting it to the other park, which I think started the rumor that it's possibly the ride was sold to another park. But clearly, if the boats are still here on site, that is definitely not the case. And just wanted to get a better look at the back lot area there, and kind of just take a general look around at the park. There's the old Camp Cartoon area that's all cleared out. Those other rides that were never open. And just a general view of the park. You can see the cars for the go-kart track are still there, so it doesn't look like anything's happening with the go-kart track. And like I said before, there doesn't appear to be anything really going on in the park anywhere. I'm not sure if it's because it's still a little bit too cold for them to do any like major work, but as of right now, the single item of focus is Wrath's construction. And the Eagle blue side, the bottom of the drop, appears to be still covered in plastic. You can kind of see it there a little bit. But still no other noticeable work going on with Eagle. I know I had posted a couple weeks ago about the stuff going on with Viper. Obviously from this view you can't see that. I would have to be out over the tollway for you to get a better shot of that. But there is another shot of our gem for 2025 that is massively changing the skyline at our park. And this whole area is going to be so crazy to walk through this area now with how it's going to... I can't even begin to picture how that's going to all look. The coaster flying through here over the midway that you're going to be walking around and under. But that's going to do it for now. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Later.